Hello guys, welcome back. This is the second video of the Hana moving coil SH model. This time the discussion is mostly about how the Hana SH compares to the Rega Ania moving coil. Both the Hana SH and the Rega Ania cartridges have now spent significant time on both the Rega Planar 10 and the VPI Traveler. Yes, now the Ania is on the VPI Traveler as well. Unusual marriage between the VPI and Rega, right? Who'd think of that? But hey, I own both, so why not, right? And perhaps later I can do a separate video dedicated to how the VPI Traveler and the Rega Ania together perform. I feel like the table also imparts signature on the sound of the cartridge, so that's for another time. Primarily, yes, the Hana SH versus the Rega Ania moving coil. Let's discuss some similarities. There are a little bit similarities. First, price. The Hana sells for $750 USD. The Ania sells for $795 USD. Very close in price. The other thing is the mass of the cartridge itself. Very close. Hana is about 5 grams and the Rega is about 6 grams, so within 1 gram of each other. And that's it. They're more different than similar. The Hana SH is the H in Hana is that it's a high output moving coil. It's about 2 millivolts. The Ania is 0.35 millivolts, so that's a low output MC. The advantage you could call, if you could call it that, is that the Hana can be driven with moving magnet phonostages. That's sufficient enough. The low output moving coil Ania would require a dedicated MC phonostage or a step up transformer if you over your phonostage because of the low gain. Then there's the issue. There's the compliance. Hana's at 17. The rated compliance of Hana is 17, which puts it at medium compliance, and the Ania is at low compliance. That they rate that at 10. So some of the differences, but either way, they're both very good candidates for medium mass tone arms like the VPI Traveler here or the Rega Planar 10. The Hana SH, the S in the Hana model stands for Shibata stylus. The Rega Ania is an elliptical stylus. So those are the differences in specs and construction. How do they differ when it comes to sound? So as you guys know, one of my favorite albums to discuss sound is We Get Requests, Oscar Peterson. This is an Analog Productions Verb reissue. Oscar Peterson on piano, Ed Thigpen on drums, and Ray Brown on bass. Fantastic recording, guys. Fantastic recording. On the Hana, you get fuller, thicker bass. On the Ania, the presentation is leaner, but faster bass, I would say. The piano is weightier on the Hana. The piano is a little leaner sounding on the Ania. The high frequency cymbals are sweeter on the Hana. And a bit crisper on the Ania. But there is a little less air around the instruments on the Hana, and a little more, but it has a little more body when you compare to the Rega. Organization of the soundstage is good on both. I'd say soundstage wise they're pretty equal. Next album up is Waltz for Debbie, but this is the Monica Zetterlund version with Bill Evans, of course, on the piano. One of my favorite pianists, along with the greats of Ahmad Jamal, Tommy Flanagan, and Oscar Peterson, of course, and some others. So I keep picking records that have good vocals, piano, good mid-range, and also impactful drumming. So there's Chuck Israels on bass here, and Larry Bunker is a drummer. So this is a Swedish English album, and there's the song number 2. I won't even pronounce it because it sounds so incredibly sweet when Monica Settland sings this. But song number 2, look that up. I'll try and put a picture on there. Beautiful vocals, gorgeous vocals. And both cartridges do a fantastic job. The Hana is fuller. The Hana is fuller with more body. The Ania is no sloucher, very good detail, just a bit leaner. Piano, Hana sounds weightier, meatier. It's just simply gorgeous. Here, in the lower mids, mid-range, my preference, I like the warmer presentation, so my preference is the Hana here. But the Ania has slightly more energy on high frequencies when it comes to the cymbal works, the drum solos, and also the snare textures. I feel like the Ania does a little more snare texture better than the Hana. So if I were to summarize my sonic impressions on the two, I'd prefer the Hana's mid-range more than how the Ania presents music. Hana seems to be presenting information that's mid-range extended, meaning the bass and the treble are extensions of a very fine, lush sounding mid-range. So if you prefer a lusher, laid-back sound, a sweeter presentation, but yet with all the detail, then you'd probably pick the Hana over the Ania. But if you prefer a more leaner sound with a little more high frequency energy, you'd probably like the Ania better. So again, when it comes to drum solos and stuff, I think the Ania does a slightly better job when it comes to transient attack and textures of drums. The Hana does well too. It's only when you hear them, and when you compare the two is when you start saying, I prefer this over that. But for the price range here, one does a few things, but Hana does the mid-range I feel better, and I think the Ania has a little more transparency up top, given that it's a low output and moving coil. Maybe that's the reason why. But that's my thing, and I think they're both very equal in detail, even though given the differences in style. So that's my impression, folks. I hope you like this video. I would like to do a dedicated VPI Traveler and Ania video because it's a kind of an unusual combination, and it's a combination that I actually like, and I like the way the VPI being high mass somewhat compensates for the leaner bass on the Ania. It does introduce a certain, it alleviates a little bit of that leanness in the bass that you notice on the Ania on a Rega turntable, which is normally where it's used. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. Please subscribe and give it likes. A lot more videos like this to come. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.